Okay.
But first,
Yeah.
hi YouTube. We're on.
I know, I'm like super self-conscious.
That's okay. That's just like fun bonus stuff.
Right.
Okay, so you know how you eat breakfast to try to like help your voice be normal?
Yes.
Since we record in the mornings.
Right.
So I tried that strategy today and I was like, I'm gonna eat some cereal. And I thought that I should show you the cereal that I got.
Ooh.
It's on theme also. It's Cheerios, and it's the edition that has heart shapes. I think
Ooh.
because like Cheerios does like heart. Oh, is that Mia?
Yes.
Um, Cheerios does like heart healthy branding.
Oh.
So somehow they figured out a way to make their cereal in heart shapes.
Ooh, that's so cute. Very on
Yeah, it's
brand
really cute.
for us.
Yeah, hearts, hearts for cereal, hearts for breakfast. Um,
Oh. Welcome to another episode of Not Just Book Club, where we share with you what we're currently reading, watching, and listening to in many types of media. So today we're discussing the Linda Lindas and Asian American rapper Alan Z. Angela, so what have you been listening to lately?
well, I have been listening to everything I can find of this band called the Linda Lindas. A little bit of background. I have always, I think on the outside, I am a very classic good girl. Like, I am a huge rules follower, but I always kind of played it safe because I, especially as an Asian American, I felt like my track, like the only acceptable path for me was the traditional like do what you're supposed to in school and get into a good college and get a good job, you know everything that your parents tell you to do. So I never took like really big risks or was really trying to I wasn't really trying to um, I don't know, get in with the cool crowd. But I've always kind of liked the punk rock genre of music. And like back when I was growing up, there weren't very many Asian Americans in that world. So I didn't have like a lot of role models in order to see myself as like maybe a creator in that world. Fast forward 20 years, and I saw a few weeks ago on my social media feeds, some friends shared this new band of young girls. Actually, I think it was Ellie, Ellie Yang Camp. I just like get so much out of her.
Right?
Ellie Yang Camp shared about the Linda Lindas on Instagram, and the video, like when I started playing it, I was like, "Oh, this is cute. These like, little middle school girls. They look they look like good girls. They were talking their introduction. I was like, "Oh, little, you know, preteen girls, they're so sweet and innocent." And then they started playing the music and like full out punk rockers. Like they had all of the rage and the like, were like, I don't know, just like the best of the best of like Riot Girl punk rock bands. And I was just so amazed because they describe themselves as half Asian, half Latinx. And so that like they're even though they look like how I looked when I was in middle school, they act and they just are so much cooler. They're like really empowered to fully embrace the punk rock culture and identity, and it's just so inspiring to see someone who looked like me and talked like me actually be that. where I've always had that as more of a hidden, unexpressed identity. So I have to say, if I could do adolescence over again, I would want to be the Linda Lindas. Like, I would want to be this group of girls, like rocking out, writing songs about whatever makes me mad, or whatever I want to change, and like using my voice instead of just parroting back whatever I've been taught. So that's how I felt. Have you seen their video?
So yes, I did watch the videos of their performance, and I definitely love their power and uh, their ability to feel so comfortable speaking their truth in this medium that they're obviously very talented in. And I mean, typically I don't listen to this genre of music, so I'm very unfamiliar with the style. And I had the same impression as you when I saw them. I heard their story and they described, here's the background behind how this song came about. I was like, oh, that's so cute. And then they started playing and I was like, what is this? And I didn't understand the genre of the music, but the power and their emotion just like really comes through. And so no matter whether or not a person listens typically to this genre of music, you can just feel so many feelings listening to them. And I think it's amazing, especially because they feel so comfortable with themselves at the one of some of the most awkward stages of life, where especially girls are known for their self-esteem to take a nosedive and all sorts of things that are hard for kids. This is one of the hardest times in their life, and they are just leaning all in into this, and I love that about them. So more props to them.
I think this past year, especially, we've seen how Asian Americans react to negative things, where usually they have learned that what's successful for an Asian American to express uh, displeasure with a situation is to be very articulate and well thought out, and describe with logic and data why something is wrong. And like that's how Asian Americans kind of are forced into this model minority myth of being well behaved and mild mannered and meek. And I love how the Linda Lindas just totally break that stereotype and show us and model for us a different way to express our rage. Especially, a lot of us have been feeling anger these past, months, this past year, about the things that we've seen of Asians being targeted, and if we feel helpless when we see um, people that look like us, people that look like our families getting attacked. And it feels even more helpless to know that other people, non Asians, expect us to not react with anger and rage. They expect us to react in the model minority way of like, oh, I'll complain via my approved media of like, you know, text and whatever. um but like, using art, like pure art, to actually express your negative emotions, that is not often seen among Asian Americans. And I love what the Linda Lindas are doing for all of us. Just to make sure that I give people context of how brave they are. They are right now in 2021. Their ages range from 10 to 16. There's four of them. It's Mila, Lucia, Eloise, and Bella. And they've been doing this for 2 years already. They started 2 years ago, so that means they started when Mila was 8. Like little Mia was an 8-year-old and like already rocking out in this really cool band. So, um, I love that. Like, this is like such a dream for if I had had that, to see like a potentiality of myself at that age. Like, I feel like my yeah, my formative years would have been totally different and more empowered. So super happy about the current new generation of kids. I think let's see more of them and let's hear more of them. All right. Now, for you, Annie, how about you? Who have you been listening to?
So today I want to talk about this Asian American rapper, Alan Z. So first I want to thank Chinkerfly for this recommendation. Alan Z, I've been listening to a whole bunch of his music recently, and it is really powerful. So, like I said before, he's an Asian American rapper. He's based in Atlanta, and so some, not all, but some of his music is rooted very much in Asian American history, experiences, and identity. And he also talks a lot about Asian Black solidarity, because this is a lot, based on his own experiences and his own history. And in one of his Instagram posts, he does talk about how, before he was embraced by his own Asian community, he found belonging in the Black community. And that's actually where he learned to rap, and he was supported and encouraged to continue down this path. So he has a really strong connection to that community as well as Asian communities. So a lot of his music reflects all of this. And I love that he's so honest and transparent about really what it means to be an Asian American. Kind of like what the Linda Lindas, for example, are doing. They're expressing their experiences and their feelings and their truth through their music in a completely unfiltered way. And he's doing the same thing in the form of rap, versus the Linda Lindas are doing it in the punk genre. And he actually just released this album called Face Value, and he did it in collaboration with another Asian American rapper who's also really really awesome, Jason Chu. They do a lot of collaborations, and actually Alan Z does a lot of collaborations with other Asian American artists and Black artists, and so they're really cool. They have it just all of his music has this very nice flow to it. And music in general, right, we all know music evokes emotion in the listener, and this does a lot of that. It's so powerful. And this Face Value album was specifically centered around Asian American history and experiences. And their feature single on that, the Model Minority song is what it's called. It's called Model Minority. It really hits on all the points about how this model minority concept came about and all of the faulty logic behind this myth, and how it pits people of color against each other. And so it does it in such a beautiful lyrical way. And actually his description, the way that he describes it and talks about it, is he says that Model Minority was a song created to dismantle the model minority myth, a false ideology that has damaged and divided our community for far too long. And I think the cool thing too is here he features other Asian Americans in all of his music. So in this particular Model Minority song, he features a South Asian Canadian singer, Neela, and Filipino American actor, Dante Bosco. So he's really living all of his values across the board. And so I have a lot of respect for him and the work that he's trying to do. And if you check out his Instagram, in the show notes we'll post a link to his Instagram and his YouTube, where you can see some of the other work that he's doing to try to spread the word about the Asian American experience. And I'll just leave it at, I really feel like he speaks his truth through this medium that is so creative and raw and powerful, and it makes you just feel everything from him. And I love it.
So I totally agree. When I looked at, thanks again, Chinkerfly, for tagging us in on his Instagram, because we love the raps that he's producing. I've said before that I am not quick on my feet, so I will never be a freestyler. I will never be able to be a rapper who freestyles, especially how much flow he has with weaving in Asian American history. I'll just say, I know that when I read the lyrics on his captions and Instagram reels, because I also can't listen that fast, so I need the captions. But when I read those captions, I'm like, oh, I haven't heard of that, or like I hadn't heard of that act. So that he's definitely inspiring me to learn new things about Asian American history. So he's definitely done his homework, but he's also made it cool. So I'm looking forward to learning a lot more from him. Um, yeah, like I want to hear everything that he produces.
Yeah, I mean, same here. It's hard to make history and cool, but somehow he has managed to do that. I mean, obviously it's not all just history, but everything is rooted, right, in history and how we got to where we are and how Asian Americans experience what they do. It comes from historical context. And I never would have ever in my wildest dreams guessed that you could blend that plus rap
Yeah.
and make it just beautiful. I listened to it to his music. I just let the playlist run and just listen to the whole thing, all of his songs, and they're great. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to be listening to more of them here in the future.
Yeah. And the more all of us learn Asian American history that is not taught in schools, the more we can use like these references to speak to each other in more shorthand and like move forward in our understanding. Like now, in recent years, understanding and recognition of model minority as a term has risen hugely. So we all like have internalized that, understand what it means, and then can move forward in dismantling that. And part of that is being visible of Asian Americans in different ways in media and creative fields, and also just like different styles.
You know what would be so fun is if they, I don't even want to put this in there, but they should create like an Asian American, like call it a model minority musical a la Hamilton.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That would be legit.
Yeah.
Him and all of his collaborator, rapper
Yeah.
friends. Because there's a ton. I never would have thought. I don't know why. Again, this is part of my own bubble and
Yeah.
limitations of knowledge is Asian American rappers.
Yeah.
Like how much, like there's actually this huge community of them.
Yeah.
And they're so talented. I don't
Mhm.
know why it never occurred to me to look into Asian Americans represented in rap.
Mhm.
And that would be awesome if it did some sort of like local off-Broadway version of
Mhm.
like in the style of Hamilton.
Mhm.
But like how do we break down? Like how did we get to like this
Yeah.
place and all the history leading up to it? And they're all like
Mhm.
rapping and they're all the like cool characters and
Well, you are an awesome dancer, and I'm sure you know other Asian American dancers. You should have the rap and you're dancing
I mean,
in this
they're
musical or whatever it
middle
is.
backup dancer.
But we should do that. Actually,
I'm like, hey, Alan, do you need some 40 plus person in the background of your music videos? Forget the like super cute, tight 20-year-old that you have in there. Get her out of here. Bring me in. I'm like,
okay.
no thanks. No, if you look at some of his videos, I mean, just you can imagine, you know how they have those those videos where you can like it's like a template, like those Christmas elf videos where you just cut out your face and then they placed it into like the so I feel like it's just like one of his music videos as like our way of reaching out and being like, hey, put me in your video, and like cut out my face and paste it onto one of those super cute 20-year-old bodies in the video. And I'd be like,
what was it called? Jib Jab or something?
Yeah, exactly. We'll jib jab myself into this music video. Alan, I'll be in LA in July. Are you shooting anything? I can be there for sure, I promise. Oh God, that would be so sad. I'd be one of those people, those old ladies that are like, he's probably like 22. I could probably be his mom.
Never let her age stop her from dancing and putting herself out there.
This is true. An homage to my mom. I am very much my mom.
Yeah.
So even though I could be his mom,
yeah, exactly.
He should put me in his video, like one of his like side pieces or something.
Yo, Alan Z.
If you're listening
another generation.
Hey, expand your target demo.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh. This is a marketing opportunity I'm presenting to you, Alan. I will be your amplifier into the 40 plus community.
Oh my God.
Take the cougar demo and add that to your list of audience.
Oh my God.
No. Oh, okay. Alright, I'm done.
Okay.
That's enough of plugging myself to try to get Alan to put me in a music video.
Okay.
All right. Yes.
All right. Let's get this uploaded.
This will be interesting to cut down.
I don't know. I think people will really enjoy watching this garbage. Oh my God.
I'm cutting this episode down. I'll take editing this one. Helen's gonna be like, what the hell? Please take me out of your podcast completely. You're ruining my reputation.
He's gonna lose all his street cred. Because these old ladies are like ranting.
I know. People be like, why do you have old ladies listening to you? Super not cool.
Oh my God.
Oh, we're gonna make our way through the entire Asian American rapper community and destroy single-handedly every single of their careers.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh. All right. I'll work on editing this episode.
Okay.